Hey guys, do you ever wonder if the products that you're using in your home are doing more harm than good? Today I'm sharing 9 cleaning products that you should never use in your home. I have done all the research so that you don't have to. This video is probably going to be somewhat controversial. I know some of you are probably going to hate it, but I know some of you will appreciate it. And maybe you're like me and you've been seeing a lot of the headlines lately about the under 50 crowd getting much earlier instances of cancer. Maybe you have kids you're thinking about or pets and you're thinking about their health. I saw a stat that said simply removing some of these chemicals from our home can improve our health in as little as 3 to 7 days. And what a better place to start removing some of these chemicals than in our cleaning products. I think some of us, myself included, we just end up using cleaning products, the same brands and the same ones for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. They're just products that we've been using for years. We've always used them. Maybe we use them as kids, in our home. Our parents use them. Maybe we like the brand. And I'm not trying to scare anybody before anyone says, oh, but everything makes us sick, everything's bad for us. I think that having all of the information can help us make some informed decisions. I was recently listening to a podcast. There was a toxicology doctor on there, and she was talking about the chemicals in our home and in our products. She said tiny changes that we can make will make a huge impact in our health. So I'm just going to share the changes that I've made and the things that I'm doing differently and the products you should stop using. If you love these products, who am I to tell you to stop using them? But this is what I've learned. I grew up using Windex on my windows, and up until a few years ago, I actually didn't really think that there was anything else that would work as well. I thought that Windex was this magical formula that got rid of all smudges and didn't leave any streaks behind. Well, the reason why Windex does this is because it uses ammonia. Ammonia evaporates quickly and gets rid of the streaks. But you know what else it does? It irritates your skin and your throat and your lungs and your eyes. It can actually lead to chronic bronchitis and asthma. So instead of window cleaner, these days I am simply using water in a spray bottle with a little bit of dish soap, liquid dish soap, and a little bit of vinegar. And sometimes I even skip the vinegar altogether. And if you hate the smell of it, you should do the same. I spray that on my window and I wipe it. And guess what? It looks just as clean as if I had used Windex. And a little tip, my husband used to be in housekeeping back when he was in college, and he taught me this trick. If you want to always have streak-free windows, it's to use 2 cloths. So you use the one to wipe it, and then you use the second one to dry it, and you will never have streaks. Have you ever walked into a room or into a house and it just smells delicious? You're greeted with the scent of pumpkin spice. You know what you're actually smelling? Phthalates. When we smell things, we're not just simply smelling them, we're actually ingesting tiny particles of these things. And in air fresheners, that thing that we're smelling is listed as fragrance on the ingredient list, but that is made up of phthalates. And on that podcast I mentioned, the doctor who was talking about improving our health, she said one of the scariest things that I've heard in a while, but she said that phthalates actually activates the cancer gene in people. And I don't mean in labs or in animals that they've tested. I am talking about in actual humans. This data point was so compelling to me that I am immediately getting rid of all of the things in my home that have fragrance. Whether it's laundry detergent, even lotion, fragrance is so pervasive. If you want to have a good smell in your home, an alternative to air freshener, you could use essential oils. That is always a good one. But also opening your windows, letting in that fresh air, getting some air circulation is also a great alternative. Okay, this next one, I actually don't use it, and I have not used it for years. I've shared it before, but it's the dryer sheets and fabric softener. This also has fragrance in it, but the thing that it has in it that's most harmful is called quats. I won't go into the scientific name of it or the explanation. You can actually check it out and Google it if you're interested to learn more. I recently learned about it though. Quats are a specific type of microbial, and you will find them in anything that's labeled as antibacterial. They have removed things like triclosan and other antibacterials from hand soap, but guess what? That ban from putting it in hand soap didn't extend to other things. So you will still see it in certain products that you can buy. And just a couple more things about quats, because there is evidence that people who are healthy and they are using things with quats in them regularly, they could develop asthma. It's been linked to cancer. And the thing about if you're using this in your laundry, the problem is it's kind of twofold, because you're using it on your clothes, you're putting them in your closet, then they're off-gassing and you're smelling them and they're smelling up your your closet and you're breathing it, but then you're wearing it and it's touching your skin. Instead, try vinegar in your washing machine if you want to soften up your fabric a little bit, and then get some dryer balls. Those will do the same things as those dryer sheets. Back to the fragrance thing, another thing that I'm going to tell you not to use are the scented multi-purpose sprays. A lot of times people buy these because they smell good, and I used to do the same. There are so many exciting fragrances out there for these multi-purpose sprays, and they do make cleaning a little bit more enjoyable. But you spray it on your surface, and then you breathe in the lovely scent. You don't want to do that. And not to mention, you don't need an all-purpose cleaner. Just make your own. I have been doing this for years. It is so much cheaper, easier. You make it on demand. You just take a spray bottle, you fill it with some water, a couple pumps of soap, you're good to go. By the way, if you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Click that button below. It's free. Okay, are you like really mad at me? I hope not. I know this is a lot. Let me know in the comments down below if you're still here. And if you are mad, you might get madder. But let's just go. The next one is oven cleaner. Oven cleaning agents that you find, like Easy Off and others, are some of the most powerful ingredients that you can find, some of the most powerful chemicals that you can find. These are the most heavy-duty things that we're bringing into our homes. They have lye, methylene chloride, petroleum distillates. These are things that are very dangerous when they're inhaled, and a lot of times they come in an aerosol can. So you're spraying them onto your oven, and those particles, of course, are going into the air. And maybe you close your oven and let it do its job, but guess what? When you wipe it off, you don't get all of it off. There is a coating that is left on your oven, and then you are heating that coating up and you're cooking your food in this gas bath. This one is horrifying to me, so I say get yourself some baking soda. That is a great way to do it. If you want to do something even easier, it is Scrub Daddy Power Paste. I love it. It works so well in my oven. I will never use anything else. I'll actually link a video down below if you want to see how I clean my oven with the Scrub Daddy, but you could use that. Baking soda does the same thing. So this one is probably going to leave some of you scratching your heads, and I actually, you just need to be careful with this one. I'm not saying it's in everything. It is dish soap. A lot of soaps out there, believe it or not, a lot of them have formaldehyde. And a lot of people are buying this soap with the formaldehyde and they're using it on their dishes and they're having extensive contact with the soap and their hands. You can Google dish soap and dangerous ingredients to see what I'm talking about, but it's in there. Definitely look for dish soap that has safer ingredients. I will link some in the comment box, because the good news is with soap, there are so many brands out there that have the non-toxic ingredients. Even the Dawn dish soap is great, and that does not have formaldehyde in it. Toilet cleaning products are another landmine of toxic materials. These usually have acidic materials in them. They can hurt your lungs when you breathe in. People have even gotten chemical burns if the product comes in contact with their skin. Instead, I just use something like Barkeeper's Friend or even Bon Ami. That is probably even safer. I mean, heck, just use baking soda. Baking soda is a great abrasive. You just pour that in, add some soap, clean up your toilet. It will be sparkling. This next one I have in my home right now, and I've been using it for years, and I need to make the switch. It's bleach. After doing the research for this video, I am completely rethinking my use of bleach. It affects your thyroid, it affects your hormones, it's been linked to cancer. When you're using it, you're breathing it in. You definitely don't want to get it on your skin. I mean, it says it right on the bottle, but you can't help breathing it in. And sometimes when you're washing things in bleach, then you're really breathing it in and it's going right into your lungs. Listen, if you're using this, it's okay. Knowledge is power, and now we know these things so we can make switches where we want to. That's why I'm giving these alternative ideas and maybe some alternatives to try. For the bleach, they do have natural whitening products out there. There's hydrogen peroxide. Okay, this last one. When I was a kid, my parents had these in their closet and I used to play with them. Probably not the brightest idea now that I know this. It's mothballs. Mothballs have this ingredient, this chemical called naphthalene, and what it does is it evaporates into the air, and that causes the moths to be repelled. They don't like the chemical, they don't want to be around it. But you don't want to be around it either, because this chemical turns into vapor and then it's a gas that you're breathing. And yes, it repels the moths, but it's not good for you. It can cause dizziness. It can affect your respiratory system. It's actually classified as a possible carcinogen, so I am not willing to take the risk. There are plenty of things you can do to repel moths. You can get some cedar chips or lavender, or you can actually store your sweaters in airtight containers, and that will also keep them out. Okay guys, if you're still here, I hope you liked this video. I know it has some possibly controversial things in it. I know that change is hard, but these are some areas in my life that I'm just making a change. I'm doing things differently. I want to think about my long-term health. I want to think about my family's health. And so when I can make these easy switches and try some different things, some easy, clean, natural things to replace the harsh chemicals, I'm gonna try it. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you wanna keep watching, I'm gonna link a video right here, so click on it. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye, guys.